Okay, sister, I can't fit my hand between the handle. Oh, it's all on this side. There's no height adjustment. Okay. Sorry, I get very fussy when I just get into a car for the first time. So this is the Renault Zoe with extra range. So it's not really a new Zoe. It's a Zoe that has more range. 242 kilometers is currently on my dash. And I have a sat-nav with Link. This is good. I have the air conditioning off. I don't need that at the moment. I'm going into... Ooh. I have P or ND. Okay, so we're good. We're going for D there. And off we go. This makes that same weird Hyundai noise at lower speeds, which is needed. I'm telling you without a doubt, car companies need more noise. And I'm looking at you, Nissan. There have been times where I've been driving on a road and people are walking a dog, quiet road, you know, in a house instead or whatever, and you're driving along and you're driving up behind someone and they don't hear or know you're even there. So quiet. And here I am in the Zoe. First impressions is it feels every bit the electric car. So I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It just feels like that compromised sort of, yes, this is definitely electric and I'm not going to be able to turn on heaters or anything else. But this has 242 kilometers according to its clock. There's probably about 250 when you think of regenerative braking and things. You probably go a bit further. And I have all the mod cons, which is quite nice. I have, sat-nav with Link and Bluetooth, and I have air conditioning, and I have cruise control, and I have speed limiter. I have an eco button. What's that do? Press eco. Eco's off now, and I'm getting lots of weird... What's that mean? I turned eco off, and that seems to be... Oh, I'm getting more power. Oh, it ups the horsepower, anyway, for start. Well, horsepower... It's relative when it comes to a car like this. It does make some weird noise though. Right, we're going to turn off the eco thing. We're going to test the kind of acceleration ability of it. At this junction here. We're good, yeah? Yeah, good torque. Not immense torque, but there's torque. I like it. I'm with it. And we put back on the eco thing. And that makes everything go green. Eco mode on. I like it. Yes, this is good. What always amazes me in electric cars is, look, this is part of our future. I always hesitate to say, and most journalists or most radio out when I'm on the radio or when I'm talking on even international radio, when I go on like BBC or something, it's very odd. They want a panacea. They want a single solution. They want me to say there's a Carrera 4. That's a good car. 2003 Carrera 4. Now it's a good noise. I don't know if you actually heard that. I hope you heard that. See, I could hear that because I'm in an electric car. It doesn't make any noise. But that was a rude interruption. So if I go on radio to talk about cars, most journalists want me to just give them a solution. So our future is what, Bob? Is the first question. And you kind of go... All right, our future is partially electric. It probably, for the foreseeable future, right now, we're going to be definitely using petrol. Diesel has a very limited future. But realistically, it's going to be a mix of all kinds of different fuels. Even hydrogen may play a part, but hydrogen will be mainly introduced to make electricity. It'll still be a battery-powered car, but it'll be hydrogen-engined, so to speak. Now, why that comes up all of the time, and the more I talk to people about it, the more often that comes up, is that there is no way we can see right now that is the single future for cars. But one of them futures, one of those vitally important futures, is definitely electric. I have no doubt in my mind that electric cars are going to be the only possible way that we can move forward at a rapid pace to replace the air quality and improve the air quality both in Ireland and abroad. Why do I talk about air quality? Well, I saw a report recently that suggests that 50 to 60,000 people in the last decade have died in Europe as a direct related problem from air quality that's caused by CO2. Well, caused by NOx, CO2, okay? So all the different kinds of things that come out of the back of a car. Now, and the worst possible outcome right now is that you all go, wow, I need electric, and everybody goes electric, because we're not ready for that, because the cogs of electricity and electricity supply move quite slowly. It's only the last 5-6 years that proper investment has happened when it comes to electric. So there is an element of okay, we want all that, but let's just slow down a little bit, because we can't have it all right this very minute. We can only have some of it. And enter the Renault Zoe. The Renault Zoe came about a few years back. I actually remember the launch of the thing, so it's within my 5-6 years, something like that, since it was started to talk about. But it never seemed to catch on in Ireland. Some of that's because dealers weren't really pushing it. Because Zoe is only electric. It can't be a diesel or something. So dealers weren't pushing it, and that's a problem straight away. But dealers weren't really pushing. No dealer was really pushing an electric car, no matter whether they had an electric car to sell or not. Just Renault happened to have two of them. They had the Fluence ZE and the Renault Zoe, both of which are coming from the Nissan stable, the Renault-Nissan alliance. They come from that stable of things where they have a lot of different components that make up what's happening in the Renault-Nissan alliance, and they're sharing technology, sharing battery power. I've recently driven the Nissan Leaf, which goes a bit further than this. Well, no, it doesn't really, but it can, if you really, really, really try hard and you're a total angel and saint, you will get further in a Nissan Leaf and a Renault Zoe than most other electric cars. But technology is moving very quickly, and people's tastes and flavours are moving very quickly, which is why this car isn't white, which is something that I remarked on this morning, that I'm kind of surprised that we don't have a white Nissan Leaf or a white Renault Zoe or a white, It seems that we wanted to scream about our hybrid future not so long ago. We wanted cars that look completely different from normal cars. Enter most of what Toyota does as hybrids. And now we're going back the opposite direction. We don't necessarily want a car that screams at us the whole time. Sometimes we just want a car that... That man just walked out in front of me. I can't, just right now. And the other guy looked at him in total bewilderment. The two of them. One guy just marched across the road like there's nothing coming. Here I go. There's a car coming at you. So you have to be alert driving an electric car. So electric cars have come such a long way in such a short space of time. Over the next 5 years, we'll see more of this. We'll see this happening again with more investment into electric cars, more investment into hybrid cars, more investment in general into everything. And that's not going to be a bad thing. Chill out, people. You're the winners here, because we're going to get more fuel efficient, but above all, cleaner cars to drive on a daily basis. Because up until now, there's been a lot of hoodwink going on when it comes to the CO2 emissions of diesels. Now, you can go back to Dieselgate from Volkswagen, which seems to be largely forgotten about these days, but in actual fact, that's just one of them that got caught. There's all sorts of ways of manipulating your CO2 figures. I mean, you have to look at something that is about the size of a Volkswagen Golf diesel. Look at the CO2 emissions that are out from a diesel Golf, and then look at all the competition. And if all the competition could get the same CO2 emissions, how come Volkswagen's the only one who had to cheat? Just saying, right? But as I'm zooming around here in Wicklow, you kind of go, well, where's the next charging station? But because I have 221 kilometres left of charge, and not terribly worried about a charging station now, in fairness. I could very easily keep on trucking here for a very long period of time, and like deceleration is giving me back electricity the whole time. So I have a flow meter on this as well, which shows power coming out of the battery system and the power going back into the engine, which is quite an interesting way of doing it. And you can see when it's recouping, when it's not, it lags behind a little bit. So when I lift off, it starts to recoup its power. And I put my foot down, it starts to supply the power to the wheels. It's really comfy. It is a small car though, so I can't forget that. Plus, I haven't turned the air conditioning or the air system on, so you can probably see a little bit of misting happening on the windows. So thank you very, very much for watching. I'd be very happy if you hit that subscribe button down below. If you like this, click the like button. You can check out my Patreon link, which would be really useful if you could, because you'd support this channel directly and the efforts I put into it separately. Hopefully in the very near future, Sinead McCann will be back in the passenger seat or the driver's seat for a review. We're hoping, fingers crossed, we can make it a sort of a regular thing, as you guys seem to love it. So I don't have a problem with that. If you're into it, I'm into it. That's how it works. So we're going to try and do some more collaboration stuff. But until the next time, I will see you on the far side.